Hey everyone, this is Joe with Horizon, and I'm here to explain how our solution works and set the record straight on some misconceptions. So, first off, this isn't a loan, this isn't a HELOC, and no, this isn't a reverse mortgage in disguise. Our solution is something entirely different. It's a solution built for one thing, helping you unlock your home equity to buy and hold more Bitcoin without selling your house or taking on new debt. Let's walk through how it works, what it costs, the risks, and most importantly, what you get to keep. So let's start with the biggest misconceptions. This is not a HELOC, so there are no monthly payments and there is no term. This is not a loan. So unlike a loan, our provider shares the upside and downside of your home's value. A loan typically requires a repayment of the borrowed amount. That's not the case here. This is not a reverse mortgage, so there's no age restriction and you keep full control of your home. And finally, a high-level explanation is that we help you sell a piece of your home's future value in exchange for tax-free cash today. So no debt, no interest, no recurring payments. And here's the kicker. The cash is yours to do whatever you want with. But we designed Horizon for one clear purpose, to help long-term Bitcoin holders get more Bitcoin without selling their homes, without touching their cash or liquidating stocks, and without getting into additional debt. So let's break it down with a real example. You own a home valued at $1 million. You've built up significant equity and you want to tap into a portion of it to buy Bitcoin. With Horizon, you unlock, say, $100,000, which represents 10% of your home's current value. Now, this is just an example. You may be able to unlock more depending on your equity and the provider's terms. And in return for that upfront cash, the provider receives a minority ownership stake in the home's future value, not your current value. That stake begins at 10% and gradually grows over time, capped at a maximum of 22.5%. The pace at which that stake grows is based on your home's appreciation. Let's assume it's a steady 3% per year, in line with long-term U.S. housing trends. The higher your home's value goes, the more valuable the provider's percentage becomes, but only within that capped limit. Now let's look at what that actually means using this table. So you can see here, in year one, your home is worth $1.03 million. The provider's ownership has grown slightly to 10.97%, and your effective cost is 12.99% annualized. 12.99% is our cap. No matter the scenario, it will never be more than 12.99%. By year five, your home is worth $1.16 million, and the provider share increases to 15.89 with the same 12.99% capped effective cost. In year 10, the stake hits its maximum of 22.5%, and now your annualized cost starts to decline, down to 11.7%. By year 20, your cost is 7.26%. And if you want to wait until year 30, your cost drops to just 5.82% annualized. So what's the takeaway? With Horizon, the longer you hold, the lower your cost. The declining cost structure rewards time. You're not punished for patience, you're rewarded. In the same way that the Bitcoin ethos has a very low time preference, so too does Horizon. You've used that unlocked 100K to buy Bitcoin, and here's the most important part. It's yours. So if you think Bitcoin will keep outperforming home appreciation over the long haul, this is a potential way to arbitrage that difference for long-term Bitcoin holders and homeowners who intend to stay at their current residence for a long time. Here's what doesn't happen. You don't lose ownership, you don't have additional monthly payments, you don't owe interest, and there's no deadline. You settle when you choose, or sell or refinance your home. You stay the homeowner, you keep control. Now, what happens to the Bitcoin? Here's the most important part for Bitcoiners like myself. While that payoff cost covers the provider's home equity stake, you keep 100% of the Bitcoin you bought with the funds. We do not hold your Bitcoin, we do not use it as collateral, and we don't share in its upside. You can self-custody it, put it into a multi-sig, use another type of cold storage, transfer it, stack even more, or just hold it. We don't touch it. The only thing our preferred provider holds is a share of your home's future value, not your Bitcoin. So what's the trade-off here? You give up a portion of your home's future value, and here's what people ask. What if the home value drops? Well, the provider shares in the downside. There is no fixed repayment amount. What if I want to exit early? No problem. You can buy out the agreement anytime at fair market value. What if I use the cash to buy Bitcoin and it tanks? Again, that's your decision and your Bitcoin. There are no liquidations or foreclosure due to Bitcoin prices. This is about giving you optionality without the strings attached to debt. Now, let's zoom out. Why do Bitcoiners use Horizon? If you believe that Bitcoin will continue to outperform housing over time, Horizon is your asymmetric trade. If you believe Bitcoin is going to continue appreciating faster than your home, cycle after cycle, Horizon is for you. Horizon lets you arb that trend instead of watching Bitcoin appreciate from the sidelines. Why sit on stagnant equity when you could put it to work in an asset with global adoption, fixed supply, and long-term tailwinds? And because we don't share in your Bitcoin gains, the math can get compelling. Let's say you unlock 100K in that home equity. In our example earlier, you buy Bitcoin, let it compound, and settle up years down the line by selling, refinancing, or buying back the home equity at any time. You keep the Bitcoin and the upside. So as long as Bitcoin outpaces your home, which historically it has by a wide margin, you come out ahead. That's Horizon. Now, what does it cost? And how does it compare to other options in the market? Let's talk about payoff cost, because this is where Horizon truly stands out. Take a look at this chart right here. The orange curve is Horizon. To protect you, there is always a cost cap of 12.99%. As you hold the agreement longer, the cost declines every year, trending towards sub 6% after 30 years. That's what we've dubbed the HODL rate. That's your HODL rate. Compare that to a typical reverse mortgage in the white dashed line or a HELOC in the dotted blue line. They often have a lower cost in early years. However, Horizon's funding cost declines in APR terms the longer you wait. And as a Bitcoiner, I can attest to the fact that our time preferences are the lowest in the world. Given that, our funding cost declining over time has Bitcoin's ethos at its core. Because our mission is simple: help you access equity and put it to work in Bitcoin on your terms. So if you've got substantial equity, believe in Bitcoin long term, and want to own more of it without disrupting your lifestyle, Horizon was built for you. No loans, no interest, no monthly payments, no Bitcoin clawback, just a smarter way to unlock dormant wealth and put it where it works harder. Visit our site, use the calculator, and let us walk you through a custom scenario based on your home and goals. You can click that QR code right there or go to joinhorizon.com. We're Horizon. We help homeowners unlock equity so they can secure their future with Bitcoin.